an initiative or an agenda. It is a promise that every Gambian child is seen, valued, and provide the foundation to thrive. A promise that teachers are supported and respected as the architects of our future. A promise that together with our partners and communities, we can build an education system that is resilient, inclusive, and pioneering. Today, as we stand united at this critical Mansa Kunda, let us renew our dedication, that is to all our stakeholders, to this important path. Let us envision a Gambia where basic and secondary education is a beacon of hope and a catalyst for sustainable development. The journey ahead requires our unity, our collaboration, working together, our innovation, and our relentless pursuit for excellence. With all of you, I believe we will realize the vision of a brighter future for the Gambia, built on a very solid foundation of education, partnership, and accountability. I thank you all for your commitment and support. ñu ngi nuyu ñëpp asalaamaaleykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakaatu. Defe naa fàtte woon naa jaale late Alhaji Bojang ñuy ñaan yàlla may ko aljanna, di jaale famille bi, di jaale nguur gi, di jaale ñëpp ya rabbal alamin. Tey Mansa Kunda comme ni ko honorable minister waxee, minister of information waxee, bu important la, bu critical la. Mansa Kunda bi mu ngi deal with education mooy njàngum yu ndaw yi, yu ndaw ak yi ne ci digga ak yi éeg ci kaw tuuti ba balaa xale yi di dem university. Mu doon loo xamante ne nag dafa critical important ci dundi xale bi, ndaxte ci lépp li ñuy def bu foundation bi baaxee rek li ne ci kanam am nañ ci yaakaar ne dina baax. mu doon nag ñun especially ñun man ministre ak suma team ak suma stakeholder ak partners si yëpp, mu doon loo xamante ne lu ñu itteel la, ñu bëgg a jàppalanteeg ñëpp because jànga moom ñëpp a ci war a jàppa. waa digga la government mooy provide service of education, waaye nit nañ parents yi ak community ak partners yi ñu jàppa ci bu baax a baax, ndaxte bu ñëpp jàppee rek bu soobee yàlla dina dem. fii nag wax nañ fi yu bari yi nga xamante ne secteur banque koo def jëmee ko xale yi ni ñoo mun a amee school si seeni boor, access to education. bu ñu seetee ci gannaaw dinañ gis ne am na communities yu bari yi nga xamante ne dañ daan travel very long distances rek pour am access to education. am na ñi nga xamante ne dañoo bàyyi sax fi ñu dëkkoon dem dëkkal seeni yeneen family members ci town bi ndax rek am access to education. defe naa yooyu fi mu ne ni wàññeeku na torop ndaxte development ak advancement ci secteur bi. ba pare wax nañ fii tamit ne xale yi seeni jànga especially bu ñu seetee ci classroom tamit am nañ ci jëm kanam bu bëree bëri. waaw dëgga la du ñàkk isolated cases dinañ ko gis, loolu dafa bokk ci development. loolu peculiar wut ci Gambia, foppe foo dem development daf dee happen gradually. te fi mu ne ni dem nañ to a level bi nga xamante ne léegi comfortably mën nañoo wax ne classroom si nekk ci dëkk bi bari na te ba pare baax nañ, te nit ñi mën nañoo dem gisal seeni boppa. ñuy santa di gërëm MRC Holland Foundation ndax partner bu strong la of Gambia government bu jàppale ministry bi. di santa gërëm tamit Gambia Teachers Union ndaxte jàppale nañ ñu torop in the areas of teacher quotas. boobu tam wax nañ ko fi ne teachers yi dañ bëgga teachers yi xam ne ñooy the backbone of society. képp ku baax nga jànga mun ràññee xam nga xam ne teacher la jàngal. ñun mi fi taxaw tey mun na def li ñoo def nii tey bu du toon teacher duñ ko mun de. waaw moo tax dañ bëgg a teachers yi xam ne secteur bi value na leen government value na leen loolu moo tax ñu initiate teacher professional standard board bi pour ñu mun a am a specific board boo xamante ne dina manage teacher service ci dëkk bi ñu jox teacher yi luñ yelloo ñu ensure ne service education bi ñu deliver ko with integrity with high quality su ko defee mu gën a attractive ñi nga xamante ne they are the best in society mun nañoo ñëw ñu join ñu change narrative bi so ñuy wax teachers yi nga ca ngaalama te ba pare ñun dinañ continuer di liggéey ak yéen ba ensure ne li ñu nama ci suñu jàngum bi ñu am ko ci so ci gàttal yooyu lañ wax ak yëpp yeneen yi nga xamante ne secteur bi ñu ngi koo def ngir rek support basic and secondary education wàllu lekk ndax am na xale yi nga xamante ne yombul ci ñoom ci seeni waajur ñu leen a jox lekk ni mu waree so ñu ngi am partners ak Gambia government ñu ngi spend xaalis bu bëri millions pour rek support xale yi nga xamante ne ñu ngi dem ci jàngukaay yooyu ba pare jox leen lekk tam ñu lekk ndax ñu mun leen a maintain ci école yi wax nañ fii tamit ci strengthening education management system loolu aspect la boo xamante ne mënuñoo dem as a sector without it waaw ndaxte ñun dañu rëy boo xamante ne bu ñu amut a système pour monitor lu ñoo def dafa jafe bugga nañ ñoo xam at every point in time li ñoo def bugga nañ koo xam bugga nañoo xam progresses yuñ make bugga nañ xam gaps yi si xale yi ci teachers yi ak yu demee noonu suñ facility suñ infrastructure su systems moo ñoo jàppale ci loolu so am nañ ci foofu ci anam boobu am nañ ci liggéey bu I don't know how to say this in Wolof waaw bu mucc ay waaw and then am nañ partners ci World Bank pare am nañ ñeneen ñi nga xamante ne tam ñu ngi show interest so ñu welcome opportunities yooyu pour enhance system bi make sure ne ñu am a grips of the sector bu ko defee ñu mun a decide promptly on matters that relate to the sector ndax data is powerful and data driven decisions mooy decision bu gën a impactful jërë ngeen jëf.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, Dr. Habibatu Drame, Honorable, for that very brilliant presentation. I think the presentation shows that you and your team, you are doing a very good job at the ministry in trying to transform and modernize the education sector. Now, before we give the opportunity to your team to introduce themselves and tell us what they do at the ministry or in their various line agencies, we have a short video to play. If it's available, Haruna, we can play it, please.
Welcome to the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. At the center of the transformations of the sector is premised on the agenda of the minister, which is due the pathway to progress. This agenda is grounded on 5 pillars, and pillar 1 deals with access to quality education. As we know, access to education to a larger extent in this country has been expanded to take schools and education centers across the country. In this, we also have issues of quality that the sector has brought some reform initiatives to address the issues confronting the quality, or by extension to enhance quality generally. So this is at the heart of our work, and we have so far attained a lot of progress in terms of infrastructure development and enhancement, in terms of school rehabilitations with support from partners such as MRC Holland Foundation. The sector with government has achieved or attained a lot of progress. The other pillar that the reforms is centered and trying to enhance is with regards to the educators, that is the teachers. So we have a lot of programs that are targeted to enhancing the skills of the teachers to ensure that these services are delivered efficiently and effectively. In this, we continue to embark on professional enhancement programs to ensure that the skills of the teachers are honed or are enhanced to support their work. We also embarked on an assessment to identify the gaps in terms of the skills of these teachers that is relevant to support our work. As we know, education is dynamic. The realities change very frequently. So therefore, it is very imperative that we continue to support the teachers, taking them through professional enhancement programs to enable them deliver the services. The third pillar of the Path to Progress agenda of the Minister deals with system improvement. This is critical. This is very important for the sector and for the Minister. What this thing has come to do is to support the improvements of the EMIS system. The EMIS is the Education Management Information System that has been able to support the sector in making evidence-based decisions. This EMIS has the potential to accommodate the sector data, not only accommodate the sector data, but also support it in harvesting data to enhance our work. So a lot of improvements and support has been extended to this system to ensure that we stand at a better position to know the data and to also have access to real-time data in terms of our students, their performances, the teachers, and even wherein there are teacher gaps, wherein they have gaps in delivering the services. This system has the potential to bring all those informations out for the sector to take decisions at the right time and very quickly. The fourth pillar of the agenda of the Minister deals with strengthening partnerships. And this is why we now have the Learning Mastermind that has come to support our foundational learning. I think basically the challenges with the sector largely has to do with foundational learning in terms of literacy and numeracy. So there is a lot of work and reforms currently ongoing to support, to enhance the literacy and numeracy of the students. And this by extension also goes to provide training, appropriate training to the educators, that is the teachers, to ensure that the skills are strengthened enough to be able to deliver those programs, especially relating to literacy and numeracy. So we'll continue to strengthen these partnerships with others, including the World Bank, MRC Holland Foundation. We have UNICEF, Child Fund, to name a few. These are partners and collaborations that the sector values and will continue to demonstrate its commitment to the collaborations to ensure that these services are delivered efficiently and effectively. And when it comes to partnership within the country, we will continue to engage with communities. We have very strong structures at the levels of the schools, which includes the PTAs, Parent Teacher Associations, the SMCs, as well as Mothers Club. So these are all partnerships that we will continue to forge because education is the business of everyone. So we need community to support our work to ensure that we deliver the services. The fifth pillar, which is critical and important to the sector, has to do with monitoring. Yes, we have to keep track of the activities of the sector to be able to know the progress is made so far. So key performance indicators, systems that we are trying very well to strengthen to ensure that we measure progress and know where the gaps are to ensure the services are delivered. By and large, these are some of the reforms that have come to strengthen what already exists in the sector to ensure that we deliver quality and inclusive education to all children of the Gambia. Thank you.
Most interesting part. I know we have some teachers here who are eager to ask questions. We have some headmasters and some headmistresses here. And I agree with you, Honorable Minister, teachers are the backbone of our society. Without teachers, we'll be in trouble. My mom was a teacher, so I know the important role you play in educating our children. Now, before we go on to the next episode, I'd like to give the opportunity to the team to introduce themselves. We start with the PS, name designation, just briefly what your role is at the ministry. I'd prefer if you can choose a local language of your choice to do this. Thank you.
My choice would be Manjanga.
Yeah, of course, we'll appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Minister. With all protocols duly and respectfully observed, Sumatur Louis Moses Mendila Tuda, man my permanent secretary with the ministry be. Suma liggéey mbaate suma rôle mooy képp ku nekk ci ministry bi ma indi leen booleel ñu ñëpp ñu mun a liggéey together pour lu ministry bi bugg a achieve ñu achieve ko loolu mooy putting all the different skill sets ci ministry bi and provide the leadership that will ensure that those skill sets come to interplay to be able to achieve the goal of the ministry. That's primarily my job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jërëjëf Honorable Minister. Gannaaw bu ñu nuyoo kilifa fi toog borom ndomb tànk yëpp ku nekk ci turam ak jëmmam ñu ngi leen di wax guddik jàmm. Man maa ngi tudd Adama Jimba Diop maay Deputy Permanent Secretary Programs man maa topp ci Permanent Secretary bi ki nga xam ne mooy kalaak ba mag bi amee ministre bi programme yi ministre bi di doxal man maa ko jiite maa ko saytu ma nekk diggante liggéeykat yi ak ministre ak Permanent Secretary ci programme yi nga xam ne ñu ngi koy doxal ci ministre bi jërë ngeen jëf.
Assalamu alaikum. Comme wiyete Ousmane Ba, Deputy Permanent Secretary Administration. Liggi am woni pour watgol support Permanent Secretary management of the sector. Woni in terms of HR, walloɓe jogitoɓe fi teachers ɓe monitoring e cende ɗe fof dal kala ko anndanɗa Permanent Secretary no golla e ministry o ko min woni gariɗo pour wallita gollo men wawa gollude golle ɗe inchallah on jarama.
Assalamu alaikum. Ndetomu Lamin Singatelti, Deputy Permanent Secretary for Finance. Ndad responsible to helping with the pass out the Ministry of the passport Minister of the Ministry of Basic Education. Coming from Fenara memo the pass out column that PS advisor na isi na kacha. And one of my responsibilities is make sure budget execution of na Ministry of Finance Mendina the paso la Carola kaje ko fana ngana glo paso ngana kul tambinda anio akana tambi wala wala na responsibility fo fe mudda paso ko dal ka PS ya mar wala ntala do ko la baraka.
All right, thank you very much. So that brings us to the Q&A section of this Mansa Kunda. We'll take, do you want to take 2 or 4 questions at a time, Honorable Minister? We'll take 4 questions. We'll take 2 from this end and 2 from this end, and we'll come back to the Minister to answer. Then we'll be doing that until the end of the session. So we'll start here. If we have 2 people here, the lady in front here, Mata. Your name and then your question.
Good evening to you all. My name is Ndei Sise. I work with Gado and I'm a sign language teacher. So we're very happy to have the Minister of Education, Honorable Habibatu Drame. Thank you very much. First of all, we want to thank you very much for supporting deaf education in the Gambia. We've registered success this year. But now my first question to you is, oral exam in the WAS examination of grade 12 students, we want you to remove it for the deaf students. Because oral exam is bringing radios, and deaf people cannot hear. So we want to appeal to the minister and his team, and her team, to please remove oral exam for deaf people about to sit grade 12. Because this has really affected us in this year. They have 7 credits, 3 people had 7 credits, but they fail, all of them fail English language, I think because it is this. So the other thing is we also want them to support the education, deaf education. And deaf education cannot go without sign language. And we know they started supporting the development of sign language and other things. So we want them to reinforce them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Sise. Those are very important questions. I'm pretty much sure that the minister will take care of them. The next question, please. We'll come to that end. We are on this side still.
Okay. Jërë ngeen jëf, maa ngi tudd Amat Kebe Joyko Paradise TV. ñi jaajëfal ko bu baax a baax ci li nga xam ne jot na ko fësal fii li ma la ko loon laaj rek mooy seen diggante ak ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk amaana muy Arabic school yi ndax jot nañ gis seen report bi nga xam ne ñoom jotoon nañ ko génne 2018 su ma jumut amoon nañ more than 100,000 Arabic students yoo xam ne nekk nañ fii nii ci biir réew mi bëgg nañoo xam naka ngeen di liggéey ak amaana ak Minister of Basic and Secondary Education naka la ñoo jàppalante ak ñi nga xam ne ñoo nekk amaana.
Jërëjëf. I'm not solo. Wow. So 2 more questions from that end. We'll start with Mulai. I think I saw your hand up, isn't it? Yeah. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum. Mediamala ni manika kamola. I think covering COVID nata teacher new student or baby so honorable. We are in the ministry lesson or introduce prukake telelto, which is very important. Bari kukilim bije. Alia mine landi purka jibe ni mesos ning kuo keta kotente albe mine tala purka jibe ni kuo kana ke kotente alia step star ka jibe lesson bitala nyadi there continuously.
Thank you.
Now second question, which is very important. Naje ko mopsi radio station o londile puru dinngol karang nya ta because na sati dol biye wol buka tele sotono so ka radio don lamoino bari kukilim bija mantara taka I don't know minam promote ani miatina hanisa alma dati
radio mantara taka
no amantara operator
menalize no busile bulla. All right, one more question. Let's start in front and we'll come to the back. No, give it to the gentleman. This morning I deprived him of his question.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I would speak, but think maybe at the end. But I'm sorry, I have 3 questions. They're very important.
We'll take 2 for now, and then you come back with the one later.
Really? Okay. This is Abubakar Sise, the former head boy of Nusra Senior Secondary School and the National Youth Parliamentarian for just one constituency as well. I have very important questions as the student representative of the Gambia student leaders. The question has been distressing, to be honest. There have been recent follow-ups to me. So the first question I have has to do with the rampant leakages pertaining the recent concluded WAS examination. Students have been coming to me without numbers pertaining the leakages. So I want to know the immediate and the long-term measures the ministry would put in place to ensure the credibility and integrity of this examination, because this is key to our life. So it is high time the ministry worked on that. So I want to know the situation of the ministry. So the follow-up question would be, a student or a senior student from a certain school, I will not mention this school because it would be a tragedy. The performance in that school is so disheartening. It reads, head boy in our school, only 3 people got 5 credits. And that without English and mathematics. That 3 people who got 5 credits without English and mathematics. The rest, 1 credit, 2 credit, or 0 credit. I will not mention the school, and the school is located in Brikama.
My town.
Yes. So, but I do want to know that there might have been something wrong to the school, or whether there is a punishment attached to the school, that is why that is happening. So I want to know from the ministry why this thing has been happening in the country.
Your questions are very important. Thank you. No, that's fine. We'll come back to you later. We'll allow the minister and her team to answer those questions for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those questions. So let me start with the question relating to deaf education. We want to thank our sister for raising that very important concern of oral exams. So I think it's a concern she has raised, that they are challenged based on the special needs or these circumstances of the situation, that oral exams have been very difficult with them. So I have noted this. I will consult with colleagues in the sector and with WIEC to see how we can address this matter. We have to remember that education must be made convenient to the people. And this is going to be the way forward, inshallah. We'll make education convenient for every child so that they participate in the examinations at a very level field or playing field. We will continue to engage with the special needs schools and to support them. Like I said in my report, we have already conducted an assessment to understand the needs of the students in terms of special needs, to be able to support them with assistive devices where appropriate to enhance their learning or to allow them to enjoy their learning. The question from our brother from Paradise, I would want to answer in Wolof. Jërëjëf brother ci laajte boobu waaw naam dañuy liggéey ak amaana bu baax sax since 2025 or bi ma ñëwee am nañ series of meetings with Amana leaders yi Amana ak madrasa si pour wax rek ne madrasa si nga xamante ne dañ register with the sector through Amana bépp madrasa yóbbul nañ la fa an English teacher, a science teacher and a maths teacher pour support madrasa si ndax students si easily mun a integrate in the conventional system bu ñoo transit. wax la tamit ne bokk na si suñu development lépp li ñoo def ñu boole ci madrasa si. Recently madrasa si ñu ngi leen supply with furniture. am na madrasa si ñu visit ñi nga xamante ne am nañ gaps ci anami ay toogu ak seen office furniture. am nañ a lot of them ñi nga xamante ne across the country provide nañ support boobu ndaxte madrasa bi boo ko seetee generally they form more than 27% of the entire student population of basic and secondary education. So dafa critical, it's a critical number bi nga xamante ne dañ leen war a boole suñu liggéey bu ko defee medium of instruction bi rek a different waaye idea bi mooy ñu jàngal leen liñ dee jànga ñun ci conventional system bi in Arabic waaw bu ko defee ñu mën a contribute meaningfully to national development. Boobu mooy suma tontu ci laajte boobu. Suñu broda bu laajte ci mandinka mbe tentu la baake mbe jayla o ñininkaro la yetto ñafo kabirin covid nata kañ ngamira masi bolom nu bari ay mol kele nga innovative, which was a blessing in disguise to some extent, because karango man it was very difficult for learning to stop. Nga ministry tend to back for the innovation. At least they resorted to something. And therefore, it was difficult and tough because amanke ko dinugol be access to television, for example, especially the remotest places, and in radio, but at least he step tale and it allowed the sector to continue delivering the educational services. Mbe mem fole yeje saying advanced tale detala telel ning radio to. So we have advanced so much now. We are thinking of digitalizing. We are thinking of mainstreaming digital education in the sector. Just to tell you that we have Island Gambia platform that we are working to expand, to get to the reach of every child, especially first at the level of senior secondary school, so that they can have access to teaching and learning materials. And it will be a blend of both physical education, face-to-face, as well as having access to teaching and learning material digitally at a very diverse form, because then you will also complement it with other teaching and learning of other contexts that resonates with our system. So all the more directional. Yalong berin lota jam mtabe fonola. But these are all parts of the reforms to blend digital learning in our education system. Radio station saying abe kumatela. In fact, malo mune keta last week abeng hakilo to purunga na timo nyininka. But for some reason, so many things nyinata. But purka fai alioko ning na partner be engaged. In fact, nin na partner initial meeting also tole. So it's on the table. And also to tell you that we have started the education forum. Lafta men olom ning society ye kacha. Komi nga fale nyaming komanto. Karango mumbela business oleti. Wallahi hani nintelbe sector to ninga kuo beke dinungol imang support sort of from the family atetala. Mbe alonko karango koleatale. Just take your own experience. Intel kaberim betala school, it was more difficult. I remember na grade 1, nfangole na sirango chika kasamba school. Na sirango chika kasamba school. I came from a family that has, deep Arabic, Islamic education. So among that kind of guidance, sort of put moka fanje kota study. Inyan type of teacher sotola. So didn't go fangone ala ya mako ya hammo soto. Obe succeed len hani na la teacher man betea. But in tingo macho. Ama long alafta menna. O ibe o guide lade. O na la teacher man na ya la teacher e gap so soto abet kole ya la pour yo succeed. So wala atinna o radio program ol mba kelale. But na radio station inshallah very soon ba kumasela. Notwithstanding, nka program also to GRTS very soon ba soto la ngamera QTV pour ka community engage pour ka ensure mbe na nyantoke diningol la karangola fo nyato sat nyato tase soto je. The fourth question from the student leader. Thank you very much. The student leader that represented his colleagues. Yes, regarding examination, I won't call them leakages. Malpractice was what happened. I told a lot of people who came to me and said that the exam papers they leaked. I said, bring me the evidences. I'm not saying it's not possible, because you see in this life, no matter what you do, people will find ways to be deceitful. That is the reality. So what we can do as a sector is to put in very strong and stringent measures to avoid leakage of exam papers. But just to tell you, as at this point, we are not able to confirm any leakage of the grade 12 exams. What we have found is examination malpractice. And again, I and you don't have control over that. Someone is coming to the exam, they come with a smartwatch and they keep it. And at their own convenience, they take it out to cheat. So if they are caught, we put them aside. Someone comes in the exam having written all their bodies with the exam answers or possible potential answers to examination questions. If they are caught, I and you have nothing to do with that but to take them through the processes of examination malpractice and deal with them appropriately. Some also even try to impersonate. All those things are examination malpractices that potentially happen. So to tell you what happened during the grade 12 exams were malpractices, and we are taking we are going through the appropriate processes. And at the end of the processes, we will deal with the cases as they are recommended to us by WIAC. And then you talked about a school that performed very poorly in the exams. Before Mansa Kunda, planning staff is here. I worked with him. I told him, you know what I want? I want you to help me harvest data of all schools and their performances, both public and private schools. I want to know over the past 5 years, the performances of all schools. And we will very soon begin the engagements, especially with the private schools, because we have seen some performances, some schools, if they cannot improve, we will close them down. The students need to go back to the public schools so that we can provide the services. You know why? Because parents are paying a lot of money to the private schools, so they must deliver the services. So that is ongoing. Just to tell you, we need the support of everyone, just as we started the mandatory registration again, just to close the gaps, to close where all these issues are coming from. We must learn to be sincere in whatever we do, and to also work together to ensure that we support the sector and deliver the services. I think those are the questions asked. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take 2 more questions from this end, and we'll move to that end. I have 2 gentlemen at the back.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. My name is Amadou M. Kande. Thank you for your tireless efforts in shaping the educational sector. We appreciate your dedication to improving learning outcomes for all students. My question is, given that students in many countries excel academically with fewer subjects, typically 5 or 6, would the ministry consider reviewing the curriculum to reduce the number of subjects from 9, allowing Gambian students to specialize and excel in areas of strength, potential, which will possibly lead to a better educational system? Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Yes, Honorable Minister.
Name, please.
My name is Mohammed Gassama, just a graduate from New South National School. Yes, my question is, like, records have it clear that rural students perform worse in securing credits in key subjects compared to urban areas. This inequity stems from the fact that majority of highly skilled teachers are concentrated in urban schools, leaving rural and marginalized communities at a disadvantage. What immediate and concrete policies is the ministry implementing to correct these imbalances and guarantee that quality education reaches every government child, regardless of geography?
Good question. You are from Newsround. You never disappoint, huh? Yes, here, in front, here. There's one mic behind. At the back.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good evening to the Minister, Honorable Minister and the entire team. I am Ibrahim LBCC. My question is, I want to know what is the ministry doing to update this gathering with regards to the shortage of teachers, in some areas in the country. Again, a follow-up question.
Shortage of what?
Shortage of teachers.
Teachers, okay.
Yeah. Again, and also a follow-up question to this one. Why is it, what motivation is there that is making some teachers to opt for leaving the urban areas to the rural Gambia?
All right, thank you. Final question, yes. We'll come to you next round. You. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Abdulatif Tabali, the Minister of Information and Communication of the UTG's Information Technology and Communications Students Association. Recently, I was a supervisor in an assessment that was going through the primary schools, and then we went to the open areas, places like Ngayan, of NBR and parallel of CRR. But once we got there, we found schools that look like, I'm sorry to put it this way, but they look like dilapidated kitchens, like something that is abandoned and forgotten. And when I got there, it was my first time. To be honest, my soul left me. And I was like, is this the structure these people are actually living in? Is the ministry aware of this? If they are aware, then what are they planning for these people? Because those are not new buildings. Like, they are not new bad buildings. They are dilapidated. They've been there. So what's the ministry actually doing about these things? Yeah.
Thank you. I think, Honorable, we have those questions for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So let me start from the first one. I think your question deals with or relates to the subjects that are offered at grade 9. So according to you, there are too many. There are so much for the students. So why don't we go for fewer so that the student can be competent? It is noted, but just to tell you that the reasons for all the subjects is just to expose the student, it's just to extend the horizon of the child. Because, see, people change. They change their ambitions regarding career paths to pursue. Sometimes you study business or commerce in high school and you end up in the arts in university or tertiary and higher education. So that you can, you have potential to do that only if you are exposed to a lot of subjects. Yeah, but we will look at that. We'll look at that and give the students the best. So that is the intent of the sector. What will ground the child before they transit to higher education. So whatever method, whatever model can bring about that is what the sector will take or do. So the question on the rural students and why often they have poor credits and why teachers are concentrated more in the urban centers and what we are doing as a sector to ensure that more quality or qualified teachers get to the rural areas. The reforms that we have embarked on, I don't know if there are teachers in this room. We have embarked on a particular reform and we have deployed teachers. Since the deployment began, I have received several calls because the way it is done this time, people have no choices, except if the circumstances are very, very genuine, that are life-threatening, for example, for the person. Only then can we reconsider the decision. So we have deployed teachers across the country based on their qualifications and the schools that they fit in, based on our assessments of how impactful such a teacher will be in such a place. So we have not discriminated. And we have developed a platform that even the minister, when she puts her detail, she will see her duty post. If you send your employment number to 445 and you are a teacher, it tells you your deployment. So it was very systematic this time, and also it helped us to track and trace where our teachers are, to be able to address that question that our brother raised. So I'll come to it regarding shortages of teachers. So there has been this idea or perception that there are shortages of teachers because the data has been challenging for us to establish the realities on the ground. So this reform at the level of HR has come to address that matter so that we know where the teachers are to be able to identify where the gaps exist and to fill them. And yes, so you were saying that the teachers don't want to go to the urban center. He is saying, what kind of motivations have we given to the teachers that they are clamoring to go to the urban center? So you can see the different perspectives. So the rural areas, they have certain incentives. And we have had to reach allowances and other allowances that are extended to the teachers if they are posted in the rural communities because of the peculiarity of those communities and sometimes the hardships that some of them undergo. So that is it. So the motivation is that there are allowances attached to postings that are very far away from the urban centers. Perhaps that's the reason why some teachers prefer to be posted in the rural areas compared to the urban centers. So the last question raised a concern about his experience during his supervision visit to a school that looked like a kitchen, if I heard you well. Yes, government does not build kitchens for schools, as schools. We never build kitchens as school. Well, we never build school infrastructure that perhaps represent what you saw. I want to tell you that sometimes communities come together and put up something within the community to provide the education services. Maybe because the expansion has not yet reached those communities. Like I said, I did say this, but the policy of the sector regarding access to education is within 2-kilometer radius of every community. So there are some communities that don't have school within 2-kilometer radius. So if they have small children that need to go to school, sometimes they just come together and put things together. You know, sometimes they get philanthropies who just build something for them and they engage with us. We see how to support them. So eventually what happens is we come to their aid. So if we know about this school, we get a partner there to support them to, you know, refurbish the place if it is dilapidated, if it's only dilapidation that the school has, or if it requires that we rebuild the facility, we will do that. We did that after my visit to some schools. When I came in, about 3-4 schools, the infrastructure has commenced in those schools. One in Birkama, I think Chise was a very critical school. When I visited, I almost cried. But it's a community school. It was not built by government. Government can never build such a structure. It's not possible. So, but we came in, and now we are supporting them. They are going to have, perhaps, in our context, state-of-the-art primary or a basic school.
Perhaps maybe also if some of your technical team would want to add to what you've just said, you are free to go. Regards to, we know the minister has adequately answered the questions, but perhaps if she has missed something that you would like to add to answer those questions as well. Or just to recap from previous questions, if you have anything to add. So we give you the chance also, so you don't become just spectators. Yeah, now, we'll give you the chance to do it now, yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Just quickly, the first one that spoke about the special needs, just to inform the colleague that already we have considered the dropping of oral. It's at the discussion stage. And just to also inform her that we also observe in our competency tests, people of special needs are finding it difficult to pass maths because of some of the things that are involved. And due to their nature, they can never, ever pass that. But that is now used as a benchmark for recruitment. So we are also dropping that for them to be able to be recruited, not because they have that deficiency, just to support that.
Good.
And they spoke about relationship with Amana. Just to tell you that we are spending over $200 million annually in support of Amana alone. Like the Honorable Minister has said, we have a cordial working relationship. The system was that they need to be registered with Amana, but some of them refuse to register based on personal reasons. And once that exists, we don't also put public funds into that until they, because if we give them public funds, they should not charge fees. And some of them want to charge fees. They don't want to part with fees. So therefore, public funds cannot be put there. Once we give subvention to a school, regardless of the level and the type, it should not charge fees. Just quickly, somebody has asked about the radio. Honorable Minister says he will cease. For your information, I have just signed the recruitment. The director, the communication head is here. Next week, they'll be recruiting those that will be going into that radio for the education sector. Was leakages, my minister has adequately looked at it. But let me say that this year, before even the WATS papers were printed in the country, there was already a social media notice or whatever that it is leaked, when they have not even started printing them yet. Just to share with you, Minister was concerned, everyone was concerned, and when we shared that the papers are not printed, it was surprising to many. So let's be careful of the kind of information we take. It is not leakage as with, but he told you that some of these things is because of examination malpractices. We are having zero tolerance on it because we don't want an instance where a student presents results somewhere, within or outside the country, and that result is questionable, and the integrity of the country and the examining body, which is where, is put at risk. So we are not tolerating that. And that is why some centers that are found or that are known for cheating in the past, we have strict eyes on them, and is responsible for those results dropping now, because those were not genuine results they were getting in some cases. Just to share that with you. The 9 subjects to 5, the curriculum is revised, and every child in this country at grade 10 to grade 9 to grade 12, you have every choice. In science, you have 3 types of choices. In commerce, you have 3 types. In arts, you have 3 types. So you have an option to choose any number of subjects to be examined at grade 12. The danger is, if you only are given the permission to take 5, and you happen to fail that 5, woe betide you. But you are exposed to take any number. I thought I should say that teacher placement, Honorable has said that we know we have a challenge. That's why she got several calls, because everyone now is calling, can you help change my postings? We do not post teachers where they want to go to. It's where we think they need to go to. Because every Gambian child deserves the same treatment. Whether you are in the rural Gambia or urban Gambia, it's the same treatment. Because we need to get a country that produces teachers and citizens indiscriminately, regardless of your social standings, your regional belongings, and all of that. So that is being done at that. So just to
Thank you very much. I think that's very clear. I'm using my privilege as the host of this event to ask a question before I go back to the public. Now, obviously, the reforms revolve around achieving 2 goals critically. Other goals are top-ups. One is access, and 2 is quality. Before I ask my question, I'll give the context as well. The total number of classroom blocks constructed as of 2016 by the previous government, including the colonial government, stood at 11,054. That is the total number of classroom blocks built for over 50 years was 11,000, just over 11,000. However, from 2016 to 2024, over 6,000 classrooms were built. That is, in 8 years, we were able to build 6,000 classrooms plus, compared to 11,000 in 50-something years. 2024 alone, 700 new classroom blocks were constructed across the country, confirming the president's assertion that we are building more than 10 classrooms a week on average. Over 400 schools were built from March 2017 to 2024. In KMC and Banjul, 28 schools were built by this government. In West Coast Region West, 82 schools were built. In West Coast Region East, 40 schools were built. North Bank Region, 71 schools were built. Lower River Region, 52. Central River Region South, 52. Central River Region North, 33 schools. Upper River Region, 65 schools. A total of 424 schools were built in 8 years. In infrastructure, I already said, over 6,000 classrooms built. Over 1,900 staff quarters built. Over 200 school kitchens built. Over 6,900 school toilets built. We built 290 schools with water systems and gave over 200 schools electricity supply, and built over 184 schools. We built their fences. Now all these were completed by this government. My question is, this is serious investment in education infrastructure. To what extent is it going to transform the education sector in this country? That is my question. Now I'll go back to the crowd. Yes, we'll start over there now. At the back. The guy in blue and gray. Yes.
Thank you very much. My name is Momodu Bakadam, working with the Gambia Teachers Union. So my question is in two folds. One is to say that teachers are leaving the system, but teachers are not coming into the system as we speak. So the question is that, and those people that are leaving because they are not motivated. Those people that are leaving because they do not see any career growth path in the ministry, especially the young that are leaving. So we would want to ask, because at the level of the ministry, what we have seen in terms of promotion is promotion based on how long you have served in the system, and not based on your qualification, not on performance, and not on any other parameter. We would want to ask, what is the ministry doing in ensuring that promotion is based on merit and based on qualification, and not how much or how long you have served in the system? Because that is demotivating, especially young educators that are leaving the system because they are not being promoted. It would take them about 15 years to be promoted from one position to the other.
Thank you.
The other question has to do with the motivation, because they are leaving because of low pay. So we would want to ask the ministry, what mechanisms are they putting in place to ensure that there are cadre-specific allowances that are created for teachers to motivate them to stay in the system? Because as we speak, there is or no cadre-specific allowances that are created for the education sector. Don't talk about double shift. Don't talk about a hardship. We want cadre-specific allowances like it exists in other social sectors in other ministries to motivate the teachers to stay in the system.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll give it to your neighbor. So we'll stay at that particular area. Yes.
I'm your neighbor. All right, good evening. My name is Adam Anjay. I'm a teacher and university student as well. My question is about the connection. What is the ministry doing in terms of connecting the curriculum of the basic and secondary education and the tertiary institution, especially technology and TVET?
Good. Prof. Gomez is here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll come on this side. We have any questions here on this side yet? No, already you Amga. You've already, both of you all asked questions. We give chance to those who haven't asked here. So we stay there. This way. Yes, at the back.
Yeah, good evening, Honorable Minister. My name is Sehti Jangay, a teacher and a university student. And the question I want to ask is, the educational system in the Gambia has been a subject of criticism for many years. And I want to ask the Honorable Minister, with other stakeholders, what are they doing in order to bring in a system or to adjust the system to make it resonate with our society? Thank you.
Thank you. Final question from this end. Yes, gentleman in front here.
Thank you so much, and good evening to you all. My name is Mamadou Sanu Jallo. I am the Secretary General for the Education Students Association, University of the Gambia. I have two questions, but I think my first question is substantially questioned by Honorable Bakadem, that is regarding teacher attrition and teacher retention. My second question is how is the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, or what are they doing to make sure the teachers that are going into the tertiary educations to augment their skills, to go back to the system and serve, have the opportunity to go into subject areas that they want to teach? Because if you look at the School of Education, there is only one commerce subject area that is taught at the School of Education, and that is economics. We have teachers that would want to teach commerce, business management, and also accountancy. But these areas are not taught at the Gambia College currently, and they are also not taught at the School of Education, University of the Gambia. You only have to minor them. And when you minor them, they are not given to you as a subject area or as an area of specialization while serving in the sector. So now teachers are sent, others are forced to do areas that are not in line with their passion to teach. So they either divert into sciences or they go into arts. We've seen—
What is the question?
The question is, what is the ministry doing to make sure there is this connection between the tertiary or the teacher training institutions and also the subject areas that the teachers want to teach?
Thank you.
Someone who wants to teach commerce can go to the School of Education in the University of the Gambia and also be trained in commerce.
Thank you. So the first question came actually from the Honorable Minister. You know, I was marveled by the extent to which he knows the data of MOPSI. That's impressive. And that is the beautiful data that we have in MOPSI. In fact, if you should do a comparison of the realities today and what prevails in the past 10 years, you will be shocked by the marked progress. I'm very happy that you delve into it. Yes, Honorable Minister, these developments come to create a level playing field for every child of the Gambia. Education is no longer a privilege, it is a right. It's across the board. Every child has now access to education. Maybe you will say, I like this, I don't like this. But to say that the school is not close to you is no longer the case. So that is what this government has come to provide to the children of this country. And the mark transformations in classrooms, in furniture, also goes a long way to create the environment that is conducive enough for the child's education to take place effectively. We all know that the learning environment matters a lot in the education of the child. So this is also a development, it's a transformation in the trajectory of our time. And we are very happy to be associated with this development because our names will be in the history books, and that is appealing and comforting and a legacy for this government. I just also say that, yes, feeding may be a right to every child, and I agree. There is no child who should go to school hungry. Although we have made progress in this area, there remain gaps, and hopefully we'll continue to engage government with all the support and investment it is doing in this area to ensure that there is food security for every child that goes to school. So these developments have really come to support the children of this country and to make education comforting to every child, to ensure that they are grounded as they transit to tertiary and higher education. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for all that relevant information to this audience. Now to the second question. My colleagues may have additions to that point, and they can come in after my intervention. So the second question relating to teachers or regarding teachers, no career growth. That is the perception of the brother who asked that teachers seem to lack or not have career growth opportunities in the sector and that promotions have been on the basis of longevity. And why is the sector not basing promotion on merit? The colleagues are here. When I came, those are the things, those are the reforms we started putting in place, because I believe in the potentials of our people. I believe that people should be rewarded based on their outputs and not that they have served for such and such time. So we are with you, my brother, on that. And we are working with HR to produce the human resources policy to support our work in this area. And that is why also we inaugurated the Professional Standard Board. You see the challenges that we have in the sector regarding pay. But to tell you and to be fair to everyone, I think the Gambia government has done marvelously well regarding teachers' salaries in this country. One that has not existed in the past. The increments that has happened during this government, I don't think happened in the past, although we can do better, and I agree with you. Like I said, the teachers are the backbone, the cornerstone of every development and the development of the Gambia by extension. So we should give them all the support and encouragement to ensure that they're prepared enough, that they're the best to provide the educational services we need in the sector. It is difficult because teachers at the moment are civil servants. So it's very difficult for you to identify certain cadre-specific allowances. It has been challenging, and that's why we are working tooth and nail with our partners, including our colleagues, honorable ministers, to institutionalize a teacher service scheme commission, right? Then it would be an independent body that manages teachers. It can deal with the registration of teachers, the integrity of teachers, even the pay of teachers, taking into consideration what pertains in the sub-region, just to ensure that our teachers are also competitive, just to ensure that our system is competitive to attract not only our teachers, but people from outside can, be enticed to say, okay, Gambia is a system that, motivates its teachers, and it is a system that I want to find myself. So this is the reforms that we are working towards to ensure that our teachers are treated fairly and professionally. On curriculum alignment, I'm very happy the Honorable Minister of Higher Education is here. From day one, we have been working together. And what makes it even more interesting is because we knew each other in the university. So we had worked very well in the university. And that has also culminated in the works that we are doing. We had had a 2-day meeting, retreat, or let's say engagement, just talking about alignment of our work so that what the higher education needs, we provide a foundation. So that work has started. In fact, we have instituted committees that are working with NACA to ensure proper alignment of our programs so that the fear of not having the opportunity to do a bachelor's degree in business will be addressed. What happens in uni, you can attain a bachelor's degree in management, which is very which aligns with business. So, but we will, go further to ensure that whatever we are going to do at the time that the senior school students get to the university, their programs align very well so that they can continue pursuing their careers that are relevant to what they want to do later on in life. Yes, so I think, yes.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Just briefly to indicate my colleague who spoke about teachers leaving, I can assure you that it is not about motivation. There are many factors into it. But a survey or a study would reveal, I think, a more informed reasons for it. Because I know you're making reference to the recent recruitment at the Gambia Police Force. With all honesty, I know that. And we can have discussions. We are aware, we are putting note, but it's not only a pay, because we all share the same pay scale across government, regardless of where you are. The police are paid the same, but there are other things that are luring people into that. So just to give you that, it's not because of that pay alone, okay? And then you spoke about promotions. Let me observe that as a government, we do not have a appraisal system where promotions are based on performance or merit. Until recently, I'm sure was it yesterday or day before yesterday, the Minister of Public Service, you saw them validating a document that will now speak to something like that, so that people now are not only promoted based on sequence of arrival, but rather on output. But again, you said it's not based on qualification. That is not an accurate statement, because as you get qualified, your pay grade also go up. If you are a PTC, you are grade 6. If you are a HTC, you are grade 8. If you are a graduate, HTC, you are grade 7. If you are graduate, you are grade 9, and it goes grade 8, and it goes on and on and on. So qualifications to attract high pay. Just for point of rectification. Minister already spoke about the specific. I will not talk about that, and also the connection between TVEC and this. But the last one, responsive education system. That is the reason why we are always revising the curriculum, so that it speaks to the Gambian needs. The recent one is done because we've realized that as a country, we do not have middle-level managers in this country. So what happens to those areas of the economy that operates within the middle level? We will continue to import labor. And we thought as an education system, we need to respond to that. And that is why we revise and diversify the curriculum so that we cater for that. The student from the, who spoke about the subject areas, that is only a challenge at UTG and not at Gambia College. At Gambia College, you have no challenge in terms of special subject areas. And we realized that at UTG, the areas like commerce and the others are absent. Back as 2 weeks ago, we engaged the VC on this matter. So there are discussions, because we know we offer commerce in our schools, but they are not taught at degree level at the university. So we have engaged VC, and we'll see what comes out of the university decision in terms of making those subjects available at degree level at the university. Honorable Minister, you asked about to what extent has the transformation done. Just to quickly go into this without details. The 1988 policy, 1988-2003 policy, when it was reviewed, it was realized that about 9 to 11% of the school-going children were left out of school. As a result, government thought it wise that we need to then change the educational system. That's what gave birth to the grade system, which many people are questioning without the background. That is one of the backgrounds. Now, what these new structures and classrooms have also done is, in the recent one in 2018, the survey that was done, and we realized that we have over 76,000 children in the streets who should have been in the classroom. We brought in projects or initiatives like Zero Out of School. It was supposed to be a 5-year program to put those 76,000 students into the classroom. Within 2 years, that number is already placed into the classroom. If those classrooms were not built, we wouldn't have had space to put those children in the classroom. So those are some of the initiatives, and these are the dividend they are yielding for us as a country and as a ministry.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So what we'll do now, yo dinala may yo ya lifin kadu bi dal. Wow, si Olof, ya ñu ko summarize dina ñëw ci yow. Luma def moy I'll take just 2 questions only. One from this end. We've been given a chance to ask. I'll give you the chance to ask question. Yes. We'll come to you. And there are just two questions. Yes. And yes, only two because time is.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. I have a concern, really.
Not a question.
Yes, but it's a question to the minister. Okay. Last week, I went to film the students who got 7 credits at Gado School for the Deaf in Birkama. But their concern, the concern they raise is all the 4 of them are planning to go to tertiary institution, that is USET, the Gambia College, currently University of Education, and the University of the Gambia. But the main question that they ask me is, if they are enrolled in these schools, how would they be communicating to the lecturers? Whether lecturers at the Tibet, that is USET or University of the Gambia, can communicate to them with sign language.
Thank you.
That's one. The other thing is the college students who graduated in 2024 are still concerned. Where lies their fate? Will they be employed or will they not be employed?
From Gambia College?
Yes, from the Gambia
Thank
College.
you.
Class of 2000.
Thank you. That's clear. We'll take the last question. Unfortunately, we'll have to end it here. We cannot take all the questions. But after the meeting, you can engage the minister directly, privately, to ask your question. But for the purpose of this event, we're taking the last question. Yes.
Good evening, everyone, the Honorable Minister, permanent secretaries, directors, and other colleagues. If you find yourself
name and question, please, quickly.
Yes.
Name and question.
Yes, I just want to have. My name is Bakari Kanyi, representing the parents in Region 1,
Okay.
but representing the national chairperson of NASMAC,
Okay.
SMC. Well, I have just a suggestion and question. As a parent, it's very, very important that we, the parents, to engage the ministry. And the ministry, in that point, will thank them very, very much, especially Region 1, from the minister, the director, the directors, the SCAD, regional directors. We have open door policy for them. They gave us the open door policy. But I just want to express myself fully in Mandinka language so that I'm representing the whole
Yes. Quickly.
Yes, but it's very, Honorable Mr. Sorry, but it's very important because parents are the source. Mandinka Kaon. Okay. Ululalu, wala mu bunda foloti, puru karambuwe. So abinyamen ni minister le nyojele by permanent secretary yalon ulula le doko menaje. Yeah, thank you all very much. But natamen crossi enrollment ndulka bata enrollment quarter back. But obita school of feeding program let. There are some because I'm visiting here 3 days ago or 4 days ago. Some village ye karamun na nasoro. Conventional school and in Arabic school, but school killing school dobeje where food feeding supply so ni enrollment sida won men alang to depending back a conventional school wal dinol be kabo o kramotol arra masakunda a building better loje men cost millions of dollars but ni taradu la dolto because of what chiankol ni ba nte bari bun called Chiangol niye do moraki dawda e krawala so ntol mem parent solti mbafal minister ko iba come back a minister back because feeding is very difficult and very expensive so saimbe me yes
wato
so be kuma kilim fala jang kotanke parent solu e ka karabaka kramotole bari it doesn't have motivation dollar because niaji be nga school committee also bari kamen jije jamabu kana school oto minister and ministry meta washilene but saying it will be na kenola pour ko parents will motivate especially SMC and NASMAC.
Okay, abarka Minister, you can quickly summarize those two questions and we'll give DPS job to just summarize for us in the local language.
abarka bake mbatu nga commencé ete tala ha abarka SMC actually almost school management committee so community ko nga fo nyami school structure versatile tale nga community fanan kafujele because diningol ka bo community lito yet même fo olomu ba folali ko ali ma ko diningol la karam ko la parents so because karango Gambia is free so enrollment manyan na kela problem so mo bele nyanna nala mo be nyanna la dinningo mako elale fo yise karango soto nyame school feeding program nga fo nyame Gambia government this year 166 million nga wala spend for school feeding owning partners World Food Program and CRS mang ke kilinti they also have their own expenditure on school so the passive balo bare nga ila concern on not le be continue lale government be commitment no demonstrate le kay en shone dingo na betal school na tala domoro table inshallah for domoro se futa ima quickly the deaf student okay that's for higher education honorable minister will handle that with you later graduates Gambia College graduates from the school of University of Education the Gambia yes employment this year it's tough for us because we oversubscribe most of the slots regarding teacher employment. But I just want to be very clear. Teacher employment in this country going forward will be on need basis. It's not anybody who trains to be teacher can become a teacher. When the gaps exist in the sector, inshallah, with the right qualifications, we will appoint teachers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. DPS Job, quickly, si Olof rek nga tinkal ñu waxtaan bi benn 1 minute laa la may.
jërëjëf honorable waxtaan bi yaatu na trop lu bari lañ ci laajte waaye dafa am benn laajte boo xam ne moom honorable moo ko laajte man boobu moom ma gën a yitteel ma bëgg a ci sara tuuti rek ci li nga xam ne moom la suñ ministre wax gërëm na ko ci lim am yitte ba xam chiffres yi nga xam ne moo nekk ci éducation liñ tabax ci ay classe liñ tabax ci ay wanag liñ tabax ci néegi tijjee yëpp wax na ko mu laajte ne bon léegi naka la ñoo def nag loolu ñu mun a findali loolu mu nekk ci njàng mi ba mu wanee ko ne liñ ci dépasse ni bëree loolu gis nañ njëriñ li suma boos ta wax na ci tuuti waaye dama ko bëgg a wax ne jàng dafa mel ni garab goo ñëw pour suuxat doo ko jiitee rek dog ko tey li nga doon wax yëpp pour xale yi mun a egg ci school la loolu benn la ci xaatim yi nga xam ne def nañ ko ñaareel bi mooy qualité njàng mi naka lañ ko mun a soppee loolu la laajte nag loolu nag dafa nekk loo xam ne foog su mu jël waxtu parce que yeneen yi nga xam ne yëpp xaatim nañ ko fi ministre waxoon ko ci waxtaanam dafa ñëw pour dimbale qualité jàng bi bon nag qualité bi doo xëytee rek ji garab gi tey suuf ko tey mu màgg tey nga dog ko tey lekk mënut a nekk day jël ay waxtu waaye incha allah am nañ yaakaar ne bala policy période bi di jeex dinañ door di gis garab gi di tontóor.
jërëjëf thank you very much DPS Job. Thank you very much ladies and gentlemen, those here in this hall to attend this very important Mansa Kunda, but also those watching from home. It was a very insightful Mansa Kunda. Like I said, Mansa Kunda doesn't only connect government to people, it also connects all friends. I saw someone in the hall here who has been a schoolmate in Sweden 20-25 years ago. I'm not sure if it's him. If it's him, good to see you, Keba. That's it for today's Mansa Kunda. Next Mansa Kunda is the 12th of September. And guess who's coming? Myself, the Honorable Minister of Information. So all are invited to that Mansa Kunda. I'll be here sitting in the same place like the minister is sitting today. Past programs will be the host for that Mansa Kunda. But that's it. Thank you very much. It's and tomorrow we have the Children's Mansa Kunda with the Children's National Assembly from all over the country. About 240 of them are meeting here to meet almost 8 ministers to interface with them, from healthcare to security to higher education to basic education to youth and sports. Children will ask them questions about how they are running their ministries. Tomorrow at 10 o'clock here, all are invited. On that note, until the 12th, thank you very much, members of the press. Haruna, you and your team, you've been fantastic. Thank you. Tomorrow, yes. In the morning, 10 a.m., not 10 at night, 10 a.m. Thank you.